the nature boy, Ric Flair. Hey, check out my cool haircut. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Off Base Podcast, the podcast carefully crafted to remind you to suck a fat one if you think you're the only one, because you're not. I'm your host in the Rocky Mountain no-name Jackass. It's 38 degrees in the city of Aurora. It's 7:54 in the a.m. on Monday, February 28th, 2022. Last day of February. Here we go. What's up? Oh, yeah, with the chaw. That's right. As I spill it all over myself. 38 degrees, man. It's like a heat wave out here. The door just closed right on me. There we go. I don't need the shades right now, man. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody had a good weekend. Mine was pretty solid, except for Sunday. Are you going to stop? How about you stop? What a fucking asshole. Okay, so, Sunday was productive in the morning, but then we had a brunch. I made Eggs Benedict and French 75s. My wife made the French 75s. And you know what? French 75 is my favorite drink that she makes by far. But I shouldn't be having two French 75s. They always put me in a coma state. So the second half of yesterday, Sunday, just kind of turned into a laying around watching movies kind of day. Which is fine, you know. It's all good. Me and the kids all on Friday afternoon, we went and got either our COVID boosters for me and the olders, or my son who got his second shot, and then the kids all got flu shots. So Saturday was fucking rough for all of us. When I woke up, I was like, oh yeah, I feel pretty good. And then all of a sudden, the soreness in my left arm just started deepening as time went on, and it extended to the rest of my body, such that when my son and I, by the time we got to get our haircuts, we got our haircuts in the BX, and then we went over to the commissary. By the time we got to the commissary, I was walking at like half speed that I normally walk, and by the time I left the commissary, I was walking at like a quarter of the speed. So got home, and I put all the groceries in the fridge, made myself something to eat, because I don't want to take ibuprofen on a empty stomach. That always makes me nauseous. So I ate something, then I took 3 ibuprofen and a zinc tablet. Zinc's fucking awesome, by the way. But let's not go on that tangent right now. Took the zinc, took 3 ibuprofens after I had eaten, and then I slept for like 3 hours. And then when I woke up, I felt better. I didn't feel great, but it certainly felt better, which was important because my lady friend and I, we had a date. And it's funny too, because recently we've just been talking about how much we don't like Colorado. And it, after her assignment is done here, we will be moving to a place that we enjoy being in. We don't like this cold weather, man. We can't do it. But, my wife has committed 20 plus years to the Air Force, so where they tell her to go, she's going to go. So we're going to make the most of it, without a doubt, but we don't like it. So we were texting back and forth with each other on Friday afternoon, getting ready for Friday night. And Friday night we just hung out at home. I forgot what the hell I made. Oh yeah, I had made spaghetti. I made meatballs on Super Bowl Sunday, and then put the leftovers in the freezer. So I just defrosted some meatballs on Friday night, and had some pasta over there. But anyway, she and I had been talking, and we haven't been to Las Vegas in a while. I think last time was when we were in Texas, when my son was real little, like 2-3 years old, and her mother came down to watch the kids. Well, I think the older, well, yeah, she watched them all. And we were just talking about, man, we need to go to Vegas. We need to just, she and I, take a trip somewhere and just enjoy being away from the kids. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not the only one on this one. Just enjoy being away from the kids and doing adult things, huh? But just like, back when we were first dating, we were first married. And it was so funny because that whole idea kind of colored my psyche for the weekend, such that by the time we went out for our date, by the way, we went to the opera. It was the opening of The Shining. They made an opera out of The Shining. And I will tell you that I've never seen the movie The Shining. But the opera, and my wife, she saw the movie. She loved Jack Nicholson's performance, and she also loves Stephen King. So she's read the book multiple times. And I got to tell you, from watching the opera, and I love opera, but this one was really boring. Because it was just the three characters the whole time. It was the father, the mother, and the kid. It was like, yo, give me something else, man. Give me a B story somewhere. It was just so linear. Good Lord, come on. And then it was only afterwards where I was asking my wife, I was like, because I was reacting to the dude, he's beating his wife, he's beating his kid. I was like, what the fuck? And then afterwards, my wife was like, yeah, because he was possessed. And I was like, what? I didn't get that at all. I mean, I knew there were spirits and whatnot, but I didn't know they were possessing him. I was like, this is weird. I thought he was just battling his alcoholism. And that's the way in which Stephen King chose to depict it, was, they were literal demons trying to get him to take a drink. And the way he was battling against that is because he was taking it out on his wife and his kid. I didn't get it. And I love going to the opera. I love the music. Even though I go into it knowing that the pace is going to be slower, but this pace was bad. It was bad. And like I said, I didn't get the whole fact that he was possessed, and I didn't get that the spirits wanted the kids' shining power or whatever. I can't even explain it because I don't know what the hell was going on. But that's fine. As far as the music goes, though, one of the things that made Italian operas and French operas to some extent, but definitely German with Wagner, was you have arias in there, and arias are usually beautiful melodic soliloquies, shall we say, in which one character gets to talk to the crowd about what's going on. And this opera we saw, it kind of had none. And I mean, it did. I remember one that the wife had in the first act, but there was nothing beautiful about the melodies that she was singing. It's funny because before the show started, the whoever, I guess the guy who was in charge of the Denver Opera House, came out and said, it was like announcing their season and whatnot, and he said, oh yeah, and then we're going to do for our grand finale Puccini's Turandot, which is my favorite opera because it contains my favorite aria of all time that Pavarotti made famous, which is Nessun Dorma. And when you listen to that song, you're like, holy shit, what a fucking song. And there's just soaring melodies that come in and out of that song, and they repeat, right? So it's like a song. It's like you get the refrain again. And that's the way an aria should be written. And there was nothing in this aria that the woman sang in the first act that recalled something that she had previously sang. So there was like no chorus. It was just this ongoing story. And I was like, oh God, give me something to grasp onto, man. Give me a melody that I've heard before so I can come back to it and be, oh yeah, that sounds cool. Nothing. But anyway, so that's my review of the opera itself. It wasn't good. However, my wife and I had a blast. Because, as I was saying before, there's that psychology of going to Vegas, her and I being alone, away from the kids. Now, granted, we were away from the kids for a couple hours by ourselves, but it wasn't the same as, being physically in a different state. And doing it for a couple days. Just getting that escape for a little while, which everybody needs, But anyway, we go. She picked out a restaurant right across the street from the theater. It was a steakhouse called Edge. And I walked in. It was a pretty swanky place. I felt like I was walking into like a Vegas restaurant. I was like, this is cool. And then afterwards, we go to the show. We had nice seats. We were all the way up in the back, but it was a box. So we weren't like, arm in arm next to somebody in like bleacher seats. We actually had chairs that rolled independently so we could move around where we were sitting. It was a lot of fun. We got to see everything. We had a great view of the subtitles, which you need. But even with the subtitles, I still couldn't follow what the hell was going on. Anyway, so during dinner, what I started to do with her, and gentlemen, I invite you to do this because we didn't look at our phones once. I didn't take mine because I hate taking my phone. But I don't like when she is on her phone at all. So I gave her absolutely zero reason to be on her phone at dinner. What I did was I was asking her basically to trace me through her most important periods in her life. I started with her birth. Now, granted, she's not going to remember that, but what I was ultimately getting to was who the influential people were in her life. And at dinner, we talked about what you would do after school. When you were done with school, like in kindergarten, like what would you come home and do? And then by the time we got to just about age 10, that's when I said to her, okay, who do you think the most influential person was in your life, other than your parents, from age like 0 to 10? And that's how the conversation went for the rest of the meal. It was great because she would go, I would go. We would talk about different things that we would do in those time periods in our life, and then I would end by asking her, okay, who do you think was the most influential person, from when you were 10 until 13, from when you were in your entire time in high school? And the conversation got so involved that, we had dinner probably for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But we didn't even get halfway through our lives. We had stopped in college in terms of just talking about, it wasn't a matter of talking about, what you went to school for. It was a matter of what you did around school and who were the people that influenced you heavily. So, gentlemen, I invite you, my 2 podcast listeners, if any of you guys are male, I invite you, next time you go out with your wife, start asking her about her life from the very beginning and see what comes out of that. We finished our conversation yesterday after my 2 French 75s, right? But it actually got pretty warm here. It's gonna be warm here all week. It's gonna be almost a high of 70 degrees every day, which is just fucking weird, man, because last week we had lows of negative 10. It's like an 80-degree swing. It's fucking wild. Very volatile, the temperatures around here. Anyway, so it was a nice afternoon, and we had nothing to do. I should have been doing our taxes, which I'll probably start doing at some point this week. So we went out back on our back porch, and we finished off the conversation of picking it up from college. She and I both went to graduate school. talking about who our influential people were through then. Actually, we didn't really finish. I think we got up to the point where both of us first got married, which was in our, well, she got married in her mid-20s. I got married in my early 30s. But we'll pick it up at some point and we'll finish it off. It was great for us to reconnect in that way, and might I say, in a subtle, discreet way, that conversation culminated in physical contact twice. Once on Saturday, once on Sunday. So there you have it. Get away from your kids once in a while. You need it. You need to reconnect. So now we're trying to figure out if there is an opportunity for us to get to Vegas, man. We haven't been there in a while, and we've always had a blast when we went, except for one time, which I think is why she doesn't want to go back, or why we haven't gone back in a while. But she's over the past couple of years, she's been saying, yeah, we got to get back to Vegas. So we're gonna see what we can do. We'll see if we can make time to enjoy Sin City. So Saturday was recovery day from the COVID shots. Sunday morning, I was feeling a little bit better. Typically, stepson and I work out on Saturdays. We have leg day on Saturday, but there was no way I was going to be pushing, hundreds of pounds of weight around, or deadlifting, almost 200 pounds. There's no way I was going to be doing that the way I was feeling after that COVID shot. But on Sunday, I was feeling much better. I don't think I was at 100% strength, but I'd probably say I was maybe at 85, 90%. But I was perfectly fine for going to work out, and I went and worked out. Stepson was still sleeping when I left. It was like 10 in the morning, and the gym closes at 2:30, so I didn't want to fuck around. I wanted to get it in, get home, and make brunch, which I did. But the workout was good for me. I did squats, I did deadlifts, and then mix it up with incline dumbbell presses, sit-ups, cable rows, and then back to legs to finish it off with calf raises and leg curls for the hamstrings. It's a good workout. So stepson and I now are going to be in transition week this week, which we're not in the gym. We'll be doing a Murph today, a little more than a half Murph. I think a 0.6 Murph we'll be doing, which is nice. And then on Thursday, we're going to do the Asylum fit tests, which is always a good one. And then on Saturday, we will do the Air Force fit test and find out if we are making progress. I tell you, I've been watching a lot of videos lately. A guy by the name of Paul Ravella. I forgot the name of his channel, but I think he's older than I am. I think he might be early 50s. And he has competed in bodybuilding shows. And I've been listening to quite a few of his videos and how he has gotten shredded simply by walking. Because, when you get older, you can't do what you used to do in your teens and 20s. You just don't have the energy anymore. Your joints have been worn down. So he was just touting the benefits of walking. And I watched a couple other videos on bodybuilders or personal trainers who were touting the benefits of simply walking. And it's really starting to turn me on to the aspect of that's how I think I'm going to shred down in phase 4. Because, when you're walking, it's very low impact, very low stress on the joints and whatnot. Everybody can do it. And you just have to do it in such a way that you are giving yourself an elevation in your heart rate and burning those calories. Steady state, low impact cardio. I would love to do the high impact cardio like Shanti's Insanity or Asylum. I love those workouts, but I'm 47 years old, man. I can't do them like I used to. So I'm really going to try to employ walking. And I'll see how much I can do And phase 4 for us doesn't start until May. So we've got another 2 months of phase 3, where we're in our sculpting phase. But I do want to start to get my cardio up a little bit more, and not have to breathe heavy walking up and down stairs. Now I don't do that, but there was a time when I was in horrific shape. I mean, I was never a fatty. I think I was only over 200 pounds one time in my life, but I don't want to get to the point where I can't walk up and down stairs. That would suck. All right, gonna get scanned here. What's up, brother?
Well, sir, how you doing?
Not too shabby.
Enjoy your day.
Thanks. All right. So here we are, back on base. Beautiful morning, by the way. I do like the fact that it's going to be warmer this week. That means I don't have to get into a frozen car in the morning. But very clear skies. My stepdaughter gave us the weather report in the morning. Like, she opened up the weather app on her phone and was just reading everything that was on there. What'd she say? The barometric pressure was, I'm making up a number. She said, it's 28 inhge. And I said, what? She goes, inhge. I said, spell it. She said, INHG. I said, inches of mercury? She goes, oh yeah. She's funny, man. Terribly funny. There is Denver in the foreground with the Rocky Mountains in the background. Rockies look very nice today. Yeah, so anyway, just to wrap it up, the weekend was good. It was productive. Real nice connections that I had with my wife. And yeah, be looking forward to a great week. And grind it out. Do my best at work. Continue with the workouts. Like I said, we got all our 3 fit tests. I mean, the Murph isn't really a fit test, but it's a real nice thing to work up towards. To do the official Murph on Memorial Day. So, yeah. I think I can close it down just like that. I'm hungry as hell. I'm going to go eat my eggs and drink my keto coffee. Stick with the diet. Got my fresh haircut. I'm all fired up. Hey, everybody. Have a great Monday. I'll smell you tomorrow.